politics, commentary, entertainment, sports, news, and opinion now. Here is Steve Malzberg.
Wasn't her only prep, John. She relied on for her answers on Benghazi on the document prepared by the CIA, as did members of Congress. The White House, rather, and others involved in her prep, said when it comes to Benghazi, there's been a document prepared by the IC so that everybody is working off the same information, Republicans in Congress, Democrats in Congress, administration officials. This is what we know and what we are able to say about Benghazi at this time, and that's what she got.
All right, folks, and as I mentioned, welcome back. That was yesterday, the epic battle with Jonathan Karl, and today, Jay Carney saying that this is just another effort. In other words, there's nothing here. There's just another effort by Republicans to politicize Benghazi, as they've been doing all along. Joining us now on the Malzberg panel is our friend Peter Morici, Newsmax contributor, economist, University of Maryland professor, and Kevin Jackson, no relation to Phil Action Jackson, as Marv Albert used to call him when he played for the Knicks. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to be with you.
All right, well, let's start with this. This isn't going away. When CNN and ABC and Jonathan Karl are going after Jay Carney, and John King on CNN is saying, hey, we need answers. Why'd they hide the email? It has legs. And, of course, Senator Graham just said, again, he wants a select committee. He wants to bring all these people in front of the same committee, one after the other, have them testify. Where are you on this, Peter?
Well, I think it's a great idea. The question is whether the Democrats in the Senate will let him do it. But it's a great idea.
Well, the House could do it. Yeah.
Get all the information out and go from there.
Well, hey, Steve, you know how tough it is to get an email. I mean, holy cow! It's hard to believe that they actually could come up with this with all the technology in government, and they have that smoking gun. They've had this information before. Everybody knows this is a cover-up. This is the big. If the truth be told, this is one of the biggest cover-ups in Obama's administration. And when they could have easily just said, look, guys, we screwed up. We got 4 people killed, unprecedented, we understand, but you know what? We're going to fall on the sword. But no, they cover it up, and they use email, one of the easiest things to get. I mean, I can find emails from everyone that Newsmax has sent me by just typing in Newsmax.
Well,
yeah, but guys, they chose not to hand this over when they handed over emails. They kept this out. They knew what they were doing. This came through a court proceeding and or a FOIA request from Judicial Watch.
That's my point. They first of all, when they got asked for it in the beginning, they could have been forthcoming and just told the truth, but they didn't. They actually tried to sell us on the lie. Then they gave us pieces of the information, which is essentially what the Obama administration is known for, the most transparent new administration in history. And now we start getting the other leaked emails that came through FOIA. You know what's going on, and this is the modus operandi of Obama. And oh, by the way, the left, the media was complicit. If it had been a Woodward and Bernstein type of media environment, we would have been through this already.
By the way, Peter, when Kevin said that you could get any email by just putting in like Newsmax, and you said not so fast, are you telling me that the computer system at the University of Maryland is antiquated?
No, that wasn't what I was getting at.
I'm kidding.
What I wanted to address was the motive here. First of all, the administration is stonewalling it about a lot of things. It's not just this; it's stonewalling it about the IRS scandal and so forth. But it's not so easy for them to just take the hit and say, "All right, we screwed up. 4 people were killed." Because it would do great harm to the candidacy of Hillary Clinton for president. And the Democrats are only likely to win the presidency for 4 more years if it's Hillary Clinton that's running, because the women just want Hillary Clinton. If Hillary Clinton were to somehow be taken out of the road, and then the Democrats had to run somebody like Biden or whoever else they have, they would likely lose. So the stakes are enormous, and they're going to do just whatever they have to do. And given that we have a president that's not running for re-election, they can get away with it.
But Peter, to that point,
yeah, go ahead.
Peter, to that point, you're talking about a much more damaging situation when the American public finds out that you've actually been hiding the data, that you've already given over everything, and suddenly we find out, oh, it wasn't everything. it's going to point back to Hillary Clinton. And so are some of these other
Well,
scandals.
it's always the cover-up, Kevin.
Damaging to
Kevin,
whom? Damaging to whom? Hillary Clinton, no matter what comes out, no matter how bad her negatives become, and they have gone up and down and they've gotten pretty bad lately, she always wins against any other Republican running. Because unless you catch her with a gun in her hand to the temple of a diplomat, which you can't do because you didn't do that, the women are going to vote for Hillary Clinton. So, I mean, damaging, it's like Teflon. Nothing sticks with her when it comes to the final question. Who would you vote for? It's always Hillary Clinton. The women, look at the pass they gave Bill Clinton. I mean, he was groping a 21-year-old intern, but they were getting what they wanted.
I agree with you to a point that she is the front runner. They've positioned her to be the front runner. I think the problem that Hillary Clinton has, and this is what you're beginning to see with this, is they have to do a makeover on her. Not only a physical, but the actual psychological makeover, because Hillary is bossy. That's why they had the I'm Not Bossy campaign. Just recently, they had Hillary attending church and talking about how Christ is a big factor in her life and so on and so forth. That's the makeover. But at the end of the day,
to make anything over.
Well, hold on. At the end of the day, she's not built. Whatever she's getting right now, I don't think is going to be an issue. I think it's what she's going to be getting later on. And the problem she has is she is not the orator. She doesn't have the charisma of her husband. And I think the Republicans know this.
Well, all right, here's the deal. I said at the end of the last segment, or leading into Senator Graham, that I think Hillary, first of all, I think she's going to be called to testify again if the Republicans have any smarts, especially if she announces for president. And, the video that they have of her saying, what difference does it make? People aren't going to be clamoring to put that in a great context. They're just going to see that, and they're going to take it to mean, who cares that these people died, because they're going to play a short soundbite of that. You got the mother of at least one of the dead men claiming that Hillary killed my son. She'll be all over the place, I would imagine. It's going to be hard for Hillary. You're right, she doesn't have the gun in her hand, and you're right. Unfortunately, Peter, women, for the most part, will vote for her because she's a woman. I think that's sad, just like you vote for a black because he's a black or a Jew because he's a Jew. I think that's sad, but Peter has a good point. We're coming back. We have a lot more, as you might imagine, folks, to discuss on the panel here on the Steve Malzberg Show, so make sure you don't go away. We're talking, of course, to Peter Morici. He is a Maryland professor. You got to stop saying Maryland professor, economist, Newsmax contributor. You know all that. And Kevin Jackson, talk show host, author. We're coming back right here on the part 2 on the Steve Malzberg Show on Newsmax Television.